Most people think entrepreneurship is a young person's game, and they are wrong. And I'm not just saying that because we started our own business in mid 40. The research is clear. Founders aged 45 and above are significantly more likely to build successful companies than those in their 20s. So, why do you feel like you are too old to start? Hi, I'm Alice Au from Prime Midlife.
Hi, I'm Jenny Lee from Midlife Clover Community. Today, we are going to walk you through exactly why midlife is actually our competitive advantage, the honest challenges we will face, and share how we use to launch our businesses.
So let's start with the data first. Research from MIT and the Kaufman Foundation shows that founders aged 55 to 65 are significantly more likely to build high growth companies than those aged 20 to 34. And if you are Gen X like us, here's something to feel good about. You own nearly 40% of all small businesses in developed economies. So you are not an outlier. You are part of a massive wave.
But statistics are one thing. Let me tell you what actually matters. You have something that a 25-year-old founder would kill for, and that's in the deep industry knowledge. Think about your career for a moment. You have navigated redundancy, you have survived recessions, you have managed teams, you have solved the same problems over and over again for 15, 20, sometimes 30 years. That's not just experience, that's credibility.
Sure. Before we go any further, I want you to pause and think about this. What industry have you spent the last 15 to 20 years in? What problems have you solved repeatedly? What do people call you to ask about? That could be your first business idea right there. Write it down. That's where we start.
Now, let's be honest. Midlife entrepreneurship isn't all advantageous. You have real constraint that a 30-year-old doesn't. And I would be doing you a disservice if I pretended otherwise. When I was building my business, I was managing menopause. I was caring for aging parents. I was supporting my kids through school. I was dealing with the exhaustions that comes with trying to build something from scratch. Some days, my energy was completely short. I couldn't work 18 hours days like I used to. Here's what I learned. Though that's not a limitation, that's a competitive advantage if you use it right. We may outwork our younger founders, so we outthink them. We build system, we dedicate, we focus on high impact activities instead of grinding for grinding's sake. That's how we build something sustainable.
The portfolio approach solves this problem elegantly. Instead of betting everything on a traditional startup, you may build multiple revenue streams. You might do some coaching or consulting that leverages your expertise and brings in immediate income. You might develop a product or service that generates passive or semi-passive income. You might speak or create content which builds your authority and reaches more people. And maybe you keep a fractional role somewhere which keeps some income stable whilst you are building. You are not betting everything on one thing. You are hedging your bet intelligently.
Let me ask you this. What if your biggest constraint, limited time and energy, actually forces you to build something more resilient and more profitable than a traditional startup? What would that look like for you? Because that's the reality for most successful midlife entrepreneurs.
The biggest barrier to starting a business in midlife sometimes is not about money. It may not even about skills. It's mindset. You have spent 20 years being told what to do. You have optimized for someone else's business. You have played by corporate rules. That is a powerful habit to break, and it runs deep. When I first started Prime Midlife, I kept waiting for permission. I would have an idea and immediately talk myself out of it. Who am I to teach this? People won't pay for it. The corporate voice in my head was louder than my own voice, and I had to actively work to quiet it.
Here's something that midlife actually gives you that younger founders lack: post traumatic growth. You have survived things. Maybe you have been made redundant. Maybe you've been through a divorce. Maybe you have had a health scare or a serious career setback. That builds resilience in a way that nothing else can. You know you can handle failure because you have already handled hard things. Fear is still there. I'm not going to lie to you and say it disappears, but it is manageable.
And today, we want to give you a framework that anchors your mindset when things get difficult. And we call it ALIVE. A stands for authenticity. What is genuinely true about you and your experience? Not what you think you should be, but what's actually real. L stands for legacy. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be remembered for? I stands for impact. What problem are you solving? What does it matter?
V stands for values. What actually matters to you? Is it money? Is it freedom? Is it purpose? Is it time with family? E stands for energy. What energizes you? What drains you? This isn't fluffy stuff. This is how we stay focused when things get hard. This is how we make decisions when you are exhausted and overwhelmed. Once your mindset is anchored, once you know why you're doing this, the practical stuff becomes much easier. And that's walk you through the exact steps.
And here's how the step-by-step roadmap we used, and we hope this framework may take you from idea to launch. Step 1 is self-assessment. Inventory 3 things. First, your skills. What have you been paid to do for the last 15 years? Don't be modest here. Really think about that. Second, your passions. What could you talk about for hours without getting bored? What makes you lose track of time? Third, the pain points you have solved. What problems do people repeatedly ask you about? What do people come to you for advice on? The intersection of these 3 things could be your business idea. It's where your expertise meets what you actually enjoy and what people will pay you for.
Step 2 is idea validation. This is where most people go wrong. They spend 6 months building a product that no one wants. Don't do that. Talk to 50 to 100 potential customers. Ask them, what's your biggest problem in this area? Take notes. Don't try to sell them yet. Just listen. If they are not leaning forward and asking you for it, if they are not saying yes before even you ask, the idea isn't ready yet. Go back and refine it.
Step 3 is portfolio approach. Don't quit your job yet. Start small. Can you do this as a side project? Can you test it with 5 paying customers? Can you build it to $1,000 per month in revenue whilst keeping your job? That removes the pressure and lets you learn without risking everything.
Now, there's something I want to mention about upskilling because it is relevant to where we are in the world right now. In Singapore, SkillsFuture credits can cover short courses in digital marketing, AI for business, and content creation. That's essentially free upskilling. Use it. In other countries, there are similar government-backed learning schemes. The Silver Economy products and services for people over 50 is growing at 8% annually across Asia Pacific.
Step 4 is skills and learning. Don't try to learn everything. Focus on the 20% of skills that will drive 80% of your results. For most service-based businesses, it could be digital marketing and sales. For product businesses, it could be product market fit and understanding your unit economics. Learn what matters. Everything else can wait.
Step 5 is funding and legal. Bootstrap if you can. If you need capital, look at Angels Networks. Government grants for mature entrepreneurs exist in most Asia Pacific countries. Keep it simple legally. A sole proprietorship for a private limited company. Spend $500 to $1,000 on setup, not $10,000.
Step 6 is launch and scale. Start with content. YouTube, LinkedIn, a newsletter, whatever your audience uses. You are not trying to go viral. You are trying to attract people who have the problem you solve. Host events, maybe breakfast clubs, or partner with co-working spaces. Build community. That's how you get customers. That's how you build something that lasts.
Step 7 is balance. This one matters more than you think. Set boundaries. You cannot work 80 hours a week and manage family and health and sanity. Protect your mornings for a deep work. Set a hard stop at 6 o'clock 3 days a week. Exercise, sleep. This isn't optional. Your business depends on you staying healthy and energized. Your energy is your most valuable assets.
And we have seen midlife founders stumble on the same things over and over again, and we want to help you avoid them. The first pitfall is what I call shiny object syndrome. You have an idea, and then you see someone else's success, and you think you should pivot. You should do what they are doing. Don't. Pick a niche and own it. You are not trying to be everything to everyone. You are trying to be the obvious choice for one specific person with one specific problem. That focus is what separates successful businesses from hobbies.
The second pitfall is building in isolation. Join a community, find a mastermind, find people who get it. Entrepreneurship is lonely. You need people who will tell you when your idea is broken and you are too close to see it. You need accountability. You need someone to celebrate when things go right.
The third pitfall is ignoring the numbers. I know maybe you are not a person or a spreadsheet. I get it. But if you don't track revenue, if you don't understand your costs, if you don't know your customer acquisition cost, you are flying blind. Spend 1 hour per week on this. Just 1 hour. It's the difference between a profitable business and a hobby that costs you money.
The fourth pitfall is neglecting your health. This is the one that breaks midlife founders. You're running on fumes. You're skipping sleep. You're eating badly. You're not exercising. Then your health crumbles. Your business collapses. Protect your health like it's your business because it is.
Here's what we want you to remember. Midlife isn't the end of your potential, it's the beginning of your prime. You have the experience, you have the networks, you have the emotional intelligence and the clarity that younger founders may not have. But what you don't have is time to waste, so don't.
Comment below and tell us what one skill or experience from your career that could become the foundation of a midlife businesses. Or if you have further along, share your biggest challenge right now. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
See you next week.